spot is just the matchup in general is generally skewing towards Falcon. That being said, I think Triff is a very, very interesting player. Also a player that, like, the flip side of all of this is we don't see them play as much. You know, you don't get as much experience against Triff. So I'm really excited to see how this lines up. Looks like both of them are pretty dialed in. Gonna do a little hand warmer.
Yes, so S2J against Peach is, this is a rough matchup in general. Johnny is quite good at this matchup. I think against most Peach players who aren't named Armada in 2017, he probably gives them a big run for their money. We look at the head-to-head, these two have not played since 2020 against each other. The set count is 6-0 in favor of S2J.
Was that even, well, wondering when that even was, if it was 2020. But yeah, so like you said, not like they've had that many sets between the two of them. So I'm just gonna, like, I'm curious. Like, I'm picking Triff to win it, even though I think S2J is the on-paper favorite. I feel like I've been really impressed with what Triff has been doing. His play so far in the tournament, really solid. And I could just see the punish game in particular really throwing Johnny for a loop.
Absolutely, yeah. Again, so much time between these two players, it's hard to call it just based on recency because there is no recent set between these two. Triff is looking like a new formed Peach. We'll see if they can hold the distance up against S2J in this set.
Ooh, look at that land.
And that's, of course, going to be the name of the game right here. Just waiting for the nair and just finds the easy confirm. That is the case in point of what makes this matchup so damn hard for Peach.
Yeah, it's really like a lot of the combos and extensions that Falcon has available to him are like just very consistent. That being said, you know, what an amazing snipe. Yeah, like you can, this is what I'm talking about with Triff's punish game. It's very solid. It's kind of very like, this is like the typical cliche European thing where like less practice overall, so they have more practice on a single player level, more practice grinding combos and stuff. And sometimes the grind that you need to do is grind at C-stick.
For sure. C-stick is going straight down for Triff right now, but built up a ton of damage. Great power shield as well. That's going to be the name of the game right there on these aerials that are kind of a little bit telegraphed from Johnny right now. Here we go.
We see Triff mixing in that dash attack. This is what we were talking earlier about, kind of like standard bread and butter combos. Just up air, such a good move. Honestly, like maybe top 5 moves in the game. Like, you know, knee takes the spotlight, but up air is the one that that gets you there.
Oh, that's a rough position for Peach to be in. Yeah, Triff so patient, holding shield, not looking for like a shield drop, something weird that Peach will get punished for right there. But the kill is gonna find you either way. Johnny is up 3-2.
Yep, but 83%, nothing to scoff at. Decent amount of damage, something like a down tilt. I can see why you go for that. Get an early nair. Dash attack gonna be able to pop him up as well. Just really like looking for any solid hit because that starts you up on an edge guard and that could be the stock.
Right. Triff approaching in pretty strong right now. Nair to grab's not gonna connect. Traded hit is huge. Yeah, and the offstage game for Peach is so good against a character like Falcon.
Ooh, and we got Mr. Saturn on the board. This is going to make shielding a little bit tricky, but there's a down smash again out of shield. Coming up air, another down smash. It's crazy at the top level, like, obviously the thing.
It's still there.
Yeah, it is still there. Oh, he runs back to grab it. And it gives him like a crazy open. He can keep it going. Nice.
Oh my gosh, interference from Mr. Saturn. Johnny spends the double jump, so can't convert that into a knee jump knee. But that one might. Okay, up air instead. It's pushed off there, and Peach, again, just very weak, especially if Triff finds ledge there, in for a bad time.
Yeah, Johnny doing such a good job of maintaining position in that situation. You know, really controlling space. Peach is a character that's just like off the ledge, not so great. Getting the top platform, not so great. So if you can control center, it is so difficult for her.
A bold move. See if it pays off for him. It looks like it just resets instead. Okay, Johnny going all the way out there. Can't quite find too much more. And slowly but surely, Triff has been building this percent deficit back. It's a forward throw off stage, and this is where he's been making his money so far. Can't find the nair yet.
Now this is the strength of Dreamland, really, and something that kind of Peaches for basically as long as the game has been around have kind of defined their playstyle from, which is just staying alive. Like, yes, Peach can die early. Yes, she's a floaty, but every time she gets knocked off, she just comes right back. You know, she gets a solid hit, and suddenly, you know, she's at 181%, still not dead. And if she gets a hit before, she's going to take the stock first.
Right. Conversely, on the side of S2J, right? Pretty patient, like not trying to force the issue too much. Okay with 2 hits up there right there. Triff is approaching 200%. Everything's fine. Just don't overextend it right now. You're going to find the kill.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about earlier about the kind of positioning. Johnny quite disciplined, you know, even though he's kind of known for being wild like crazy in certain matchups, he's playing this very, very kind of methodical, very, you know, clinical. So I'm liking what we're seeing so far.
Okay, and we are deadlocked last stock here in our first game. Oh, missed wave dash on platform. Johnny eats 34 for that.
One of the things that I've really been impressed by is Johnny's DI off of the down smash. If you're someone who plays Peach a lot, holding kind of out and away, really, really, really valuable.
Ooh, Triff looks a little bit confused on defense right now. Johnny just pressuring so thick.
Gets under him,
We've
though.
seen this position before. It's Genesis 4 all over again.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Walt beckoning back to Armada versus S2J when he was up significantly and somehow he turned around.
That's
but we got a stitch, yeah. And it doesn't matter. Now we got an edge guard situation. How does S2J close it out, or does he hold center like he has been all game? And that's it.
The twinkle toes into the knee is all Johnny needed to pick up game one, and he found it. It got a little scary for a moment, but S2J is up a game.
Yeah. This weekend is one of the first times I've actually hung out with S2J, and man, that guy really lives up to the, he is the definition of the strong silent type, man. Like, he is a man of few words, but the few words he does say are quite something.
I do want to say there's a little bit of bias on my side, obviously, with the team loyalty and everything like that. My first meaningful interaction with him since joining was him walking up to me and just going, "We got to take a shot. We're on the same team." And then he just walked away. I was like, all right, well, you're a very convincing man, so.
The funniest thing, I don't even know if I should say it, well, maybe I won't say it, but there have been some funny moments during the weekend. He came to karaoke with us. It's been a good time, but
not a good time for Falcon for a little bit right now. Yeah, Triff is laying on so much pressure here. Johnny finds the reversal. Top platform though, yep. That's, again, such a tough position, right? Because Triff can land with shield. S2J gets free shield drop up air right there.
Oh, that's a trade you want to see if you're a Falcon player. Getting the knee, closing the stock out. And how much extra credit can S2J get? It might be a lot. The tech chase already started up. Nair, nope. And that should do it.
All right, again, it's just so much back and forth between these two players. Whoever seems to find the first stock seems to be the one to hang on to the lead. We need someone to flip the script here.
Ooh, what a beautiful down tilt. Pretty much the only option that can actually threaten there. Sides of a fade back Nair. Gonna go for another up air.
Nice.
Tech chasing, realizing it's gonna knock down, and he closes out the stock. So clean from S2J.
The legend of 2SJ, Radar. He is back.
So if you're, again, if you haven't been watching all weekend and you're thinking, no, his tag is S2J, explain, what is 2SJ?
I think they literally just misprinted his jersey, so it just says 2SJ. But we've been leaning into it pretty hard for the weekend. It's a great tag. I think he's an up-and-coming player. We should be looking out for him. He's up on Triff right now.
He is indeed, but up throw gonna give kind of Triff a bit of momentum.
That's not an air dodge you want to make.
Still hasn't landed yet. Be able to get to the top platform as well, although I like the idea that Johnny had, and that should do it. We are back to even. Look at how evenly matched these guys are.
Yeah, all of that off the back of just kind of a peculiar edge guard on the side of S2J, so we're deadlocked to 2 again. Triff kind of cornering himself here, but Johnny does not want any mess of that down smash.
All right, both players just kind of looking for a meaningful opening. Obviously, Peach wants to catch Falcon jumping. Oh my gosh, that almost looked like it was going to do it, but Triff able to get back, still stuck in a bad spot, and Johnny threatening so much pressure. Nice stuff.
How does Peach get out of the corner? The answer may shock you. It's really hard. So S2J coming through right now, cancels Gentleman and instead goes for the grab, but can't find a follow-up quite yet. Now the down smash comes through.
And able to put on some pressure of his own is Triff. Gets a forward air. This could be decent damage. Nice side of down smash to continue the edge guard, but Johnny clears it and closes the stock with a knee.
Yeah, wonderful position for S2J to be in right there. Really just lowers the amount of real estate Triff has to tech roll away, and that knee is just a gimme right now. S2J looking to close this one out with 2 stocks to go. Triff on the knockdown finds the grab now. It's off stage. Let's go.
All right.
Oh, nice.
What a beautiful cancel on the up B, able to act immediately, and now extending this, just barely doesn't get the up air and gets caught. Nice, really good reaction from Triff. Even sniping him once again, you can tell he's been practicing that.
Yeah, Triff has been so on point with finding just standing turnip throw whenever Johnny looks to go for Falcon kick on his jump refresh.
Ooh, and his pressure. Shield is so small.
That's a big miss. The shield went up in time, but I don't know if it was a shield poke or Triff was looking for something else entirely, but that is from bad to worse now, Radar. S2J goes up 2.
Yeah, it kind of looked like it was like the start of a roll or something. A little bit hard to say. You can see Zoo off in the background looking at the camera. What's up, Zoo? But in the meantime, going back to Fountain, so far my prediction has not come true. S2J looking very dominant, but you know, got to see how this game pans out. I think there's some adjustments that can be made, but Johnny just doing such a good job of controlling center and making it hard for Triff to get around.
Yeah, again, and for as much as we've been singing the praises of S2J in this matchup, Triff is playing it quite well so far. Just goes to show how difficult a matchup like this can be when your stocks just melt away against Captain Falcon.
Yeah, you know, this has long been a matchup that people, you know, have said just quite Falcon favored. But Triff getting the grab combo, should be able to continue this. Yeah, not able to get the forward air though.
Okay. This tech from Triff doesn't really even matter for S2J. He's going to find that knee no matter what. 100% to his name, though.
Yeah, actually able to call it out. Even though Peach was able to jump out, didn't really matter. Covers the tech without even having to try. Down smash covering both. And we're back to even. Again, it seems so close, and yet the set count doesn't reflect that.
Right. Okay, big stomp. Oh, the platform actually kind of supporting there. Triff can't go for get-up attack now. But maybe it's helping Triff now instead.
Dude, yeah, that was a meaningful down smash. Crouch cancel just such a big factor here, especially for Peach that doesn't have kind of as threatening hitbox, kind of doesn't have the same drift.
Off stage again.
Nice, yeah, able to cover both. Drifts back, beautiful reverse sequence. Not able to close it out, but is gonna keep it going. Yep. Oh, I don't know if that's what he wanted at all.
Wow, yeah, the delayed gentleman so good. Yeah, and patient in shield is Johnny right there. Big grab, gotta be a knee.
Man, Melee is a game of small moments, and the small moment today was not getting a forward throw. Triff took like another 70%, would have likely had the stock at 154, and now, can he close it out?
Double jump is spent for S2J, but
Beautiful edge cancel again.
Oh, nice. So smart from S2J, and honestly insane for him to just go for a tomahawk there to corner himself at 160.
I was about to say, like, in the corner of all places. You know, for those who are not familiar, tomahawk is this empty land grab, and when you're in the corner, as we've been seeing this whole set, it's so difficult to get back out, and especially at 186, so beautiful play from S2J. Yeah, drifting back, gets clipped by the nair though, so that should even us back out again, and once again, like, it's just so close. It's so close.
3-0 but close. It's possible. All right.
Dashing back.
S2J looking for a way in from the platforms right here. Triff looking for a way to stuff it out entirely.
And you mentioned the platforms. He's trying to use the the platform to kind of protect against Falcon's stomp, at least at the height. But it's tricky to get around that. And this is big damage once again.
Again, Triff spending float right there. Yeah, just falls into the loving embrace of S2J, and Triff is on his tournament stock.
Yeah, Triff needs a miracle if he can turn this around, and sometimes the miracle is in the C-stick. Once again, going for a down smash, but it's still just, like, the positional play from S2J has looked so strong. We got a bomb on the screen.
This is the start of something? Okay, never mind. Everything's fine. Chill out. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. You know, that's one of those things where you often see Peach players kind of, like, hesitant to pull it out because it can really backfire.
Again, this percent lead is just extending for S2J. Forced to Parasol right now. Stomp's not going to connect, but Johnny is getting a lot of extra credit even if he goes down on this stock. But he's not even going to need it. It is a quick 3-0 for S2J. 2SJ making the run of his life.
He may be 2SJ, but he closed it out at 69 right there, man. Very classic S2J stuff. 2SJ, we can see it there.
2SJ. He's an up-and-coming player, man. I
funny.
believe in him.
It's funnier, too, when you know what the S and the J stand for. But, yeah, so we're going to be cutting to some replays. Obviously, they're just Walt's just laughing beside me, man. Like it. Anyway, we're seeing some good clips. That was quite a solid trade. We've been seeing most of the set was defined by the kind of holding center. Triff just struggling to get out of the corner pretty much the entire time, and Johnny taking the right risks when he needed to.
Yeah, and I think on the side of S2J, in terms of just defensive play, there were a lot of great adjustments made over time, and this is just kind of standard Falcon play at this point, right? You come in with an aerial, you put up your block because you're going to get counter hit, or you roll immediate because you don't want any of that mess from Peach, who can just put you in a ton of damage very, very quickly.
I mean, ultimately, I'm sure that Triff is glad that he was able to have the practice. You know, like he said, not able to play Falcon as much. We can see the stats in front of us. You know, the neutral wins are pretty consistent on both sides, you know, so this is like one of the textbook examples of a close 3-0, you know? So I think still a very solid performance from Triff. And making top 8 on a tournament this stacked, you know, no slouch.
Yeah, love to see. I mean, very few Peaches represented at this tournament in general, and of course, very few people